guys, welcome back. We might be on the struggle bus this week.
Why would you say that?
I'm tired.
Why are you tired?
Because you don't let me rest.
This weekend was a struggle. We were just busy. Very busy weekend. Like sun up to sundown, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
At least for me, because I got up really early Saturday, worked, got tires for the truck.
Well, we started Friday.
What was Friday?
D-Now, but you had a headache.
That's right. We had an event at church. It's a youth event called D-Now. It's for like discipleship training for youth, young adults. How many people do we have? How many young adults and teachers on? Probably close to 40 maybe?
I think we had 30 kids. So.
Okay. And then you throw teachers, so it's probably, say 40. And then we had a band. I don't
close
even...
to 50.
Okay. Well, if you like some volunteers and all that, yeah, for sure. What was the band's name? I don't remember.
I don't know. Coulter?
Coulter?
That was the singer,
Was it?
I think.
They were good.
Yeah.
The girl could really sing. Really good. Yeah. So we did that Friday. Well, Friday it started.
Well, Friday, UPS just can't get nothing right. Actually, they do get stuff right, but when you're waiting on a package and they tell you it's going to be here, and then you get the message non-delivered because the business is closed. We close half day on Fridays, and we're sitting here waiting on this package.
Why are you waiting on the package? Was it important?
Yeah, it was for D-Now.
Oh, it's
their
for the
T-shirts and their books.
Oh, it's for the event. Okay.
We have a pretty good UPS guy, so...
Well, let me ask you this real quick. Was it ordered in a timely manner? Did y'all wait and order at the last minute, and that's why?
Well, we had kids sign up last minute, so we had to order more.
Okay, so that pushed y'all's order to be a little bit... Well, cut it close.
Yeah.
That's what was going to happen.
Well, I mean, it was guaranteed to be there.
Okay.
They just... UPS said the business was closed and they weren't going to deliver it. So we thought we had all that fixed, and apparently we didn't. So I had to make a trip 40 minutes away, one way.
To like a UPS outlet.
To
like depot.
UPS place.
It's like a depot, isn't it? Is it like an office thing? Is it kind of like a store? But it's not a store.
No, it's not a store. It's just an office because somebody was dropping stuff off when I got there. So it's just where you mail it.
So you had to go all that way for like 15 books.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yep.
Just because they decided to say, hey, y'all are closed, we're not delivering.
Yep. So that started my weekend.
Well, that was late in the evening. I mean, that was this started at 6:30, and then like at 5 is when you found out that you were going to have to go do that.
Yep. So
yeah, anyway, we got started with the young adults. I keep wanting to call them kids. And fed them, did all that stuff. And then here I go with me having another headache and everything. So I didn't hang out.
I just think you are a headache.
I think I am too, but it falls back. You know, I did have a questionable piece of bacon this week on a biscuit. You know, a few episodes back we talked about that brain-eating amoeba/tapeworm that guy had in his brain because of the undercooked bacon.
You just got that in your head.
Well, exactly. So... But no, this thing, it was a lingering all day, and it just wouldn't let up, and it progressively got worse. And so I was no help to anybody.
Jody turned down food.
I turned down.
He's sick.
Yeah, I turned down food. All that. So I didn't stay but maybe an hour, and then I went home and let them have it. But then Saturday, it turned into the all-day event, helping do the D-Now, and then we painted. Me and Amanda and Jania painted our children's department. Well, continued painting it. They've been working on this for several weekends. And we just put an extra coat on there and was trying to do some door facings and all that. And it took a long time. We did a lot of painting. Ended up being about 9 o'clock last night when it was all said and done, locking doors and heading to the house.
In between that, we had to get food ready.
Food ready for the kids for when they came back, or young adults, rather. And, so yeah, the kids, they're back and forth from the church to their host homes and then back and this, that, and other. So somebody's got to be at the church to when they get back. So, yeah. And then got up early this morning. And
So we're not 100% today.
No, we're not.
On a Sunday.
I am. I'm fine. I'm perfect. If I don't have a headache, I'm perfect.
Mr. Perfect over there. Well,
That's
okay.
right. So I'm chipper. I'm talkative. I'm slowing down so I can let you speed up and get close to my range.
No, I'm all right. Let's just talk something easy this week.
What you want to talk about?
Let's talk movies and what we used to watch and what we watch now and what we used to do. We already talked about that one time, though. Going to Blockbuster and video store.
I don't think you can ever... Yeah, we talked about all that. About how times changed. You went from that to streaming to Netflix and all that stuff. It's just funny how that happens because you never see it coming. You go from the VHS to the DVD, and then when's the last time you bought a DVD?
I don't have a clue.
I don't either.
I bought a CD a week ago for my kids in Sunday school, but DVD?
Because I don't think we even have a DVD player.
I don't think
anymore.
So. I think we already talked about that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so we don't have a need for any of that. But so now you can stream everything. So it's the same thing as like would you rather watch a new release? Like if you go on Netflix or something like that and you see this newer stuff that's coming out, or would you, if you come across some of the older stuff that you've seen before in the past 20 years ago?
I like the older stuff.
You'd rather go to that?
Yeah.
I know one. I'm going to start this off. One that I've seen this movie so many times, because you can't put baby in a corner. But Dirty Dancing, Amanda was like, it's unbelievable how much she liked that. I don't know if it was
every time it's on.
Was it Patrick Swayze? Maybe.
Don't know. Just a movie we grew up with.
Yeah.
Now that you look back on it, I can't believe our parents really let us watch it.
I know. Well,
it wasn't bad, but...
No, but just look at the title, Dirty Dancing. What do you think?
Yeah. But that was the movie as a teenager.
It was no different than any other movie for the most part. Except for that, like, if you think about it, that didn't have nudity. I've watched Arnold Schwarzenegger movies growing up, and you see nudity or something crazy like that. So. Right. But my goodness, if I ever are flipping through and you happen to not be looking at the TV and I see Dirty Dancing on the guide or something like that, boy, I am booking it trying to get past that so you don't see it.
That one or Top Gun.
Top Gun. Now, I don't know now if I like the old Top Gun better than the new one.
I do. The old one's better.
The old one is?
Yeah. I don't like sequels. I mean, some of them are okay, but there's not many.
I think this one pulled it off, though. You don't think so? I could watch it. I could go in there right now and watch it.
I could watch it, but I still like that first one better.
I always say it's entertainment. It's all about entertainment. It doesn't have to be believable as long as I'm entertained. And I was entertained with this new Top Gun.
I still like the first one.
I don't understand how Tom Cruise looks just like he did. To me, he does. Of course, he's aged some, but he has not aged the way I would think a 60-something-year-old would age.
That hurt. Tom Cruise is 60?
Yeah, something like that.
Really?
Yeah, something like that. He's early 60, 61, I think. I think that's what it is. Just say 60, whatever.
That's hard to believe.
It is very hard to believe, but he is so active in these movies. He usually does all his stunts for the most part. He's done all these Mission Impossibles.
I was going to say, talking about him, you like those Mission Impossibles.
I don't think you've ever watched any of them, have you? The Mission Impossibles?
I don't.
Bits and pieces. If I've watched it, of course, you've had to been along for the ride, right?
Yep.
But
just along for the ride.
But if I see, there's certain things that if you flipping through and you see it on TV, you just stop and you're going to watch it. Mine would be Tombstone.
Yeah, I always stop for Tombstone.
I don't know what it is about that movie. I like Kurt Russell.
He's your Huckleberry.
Yeah, sure is. But all of the references, that you make in there, like, well, Johnny Ringo. And then he said, well, bye. Which I make that reference all the time. All the time. Oh, my goodness.
Really?
Stop that. This is crazy. All right, we're going to shut this down real quick because I'm a little bit scared. Oh, by the way, that happening right there. Let me tell you what happened at church today during service. I was in the foyer, got my back to the door, you know, that you come in. I was in the foyer facing the doors that go in the sanctuary. So I've got the front doors. They're about 10 foot behind me. There's 4 doors. My back to it, the furthest one to the left, I hear the door open up. And I turn around, and the door has opened up on its own. And it opened up about 2 foot, and then just stayed there. And so I walked up there to it real quick to like shut it or whatever, and there was no wind. I felt no wind. I'm not saying it was the wind or wasn't the wind, but I felt no wind. I pulled the door, closed, and I was creeped out. So explain that.
There's no explanation.
So I got to go back on the cameras and see what it looked like. It's very strange.
You might not want to know.
I do want to know.
You might not.
I do.
I think so.
But I don't know. I don't know how they would do it, but it really does. I experienced it. I don't know how it happened. Maybe it was a wind gust and it was over with by the time I got right there to the door. I don't know, but strange.
Because it was windy today.
Yeah, but I've never seen... there's no wind gusts out there. I've never seen one of our front doors open up on its own. So, back to the movies. Oh, back to the future. If you don't stop,
I'm done.
This is getting a little bit ridiculous.
Now, Back to the Future, how many of them were there?
I don't know. You know, when you start...
I did like those. Well, they weren't a remake. They were
just a continuation.
Yeah.
Because if you like I said, to be continued at the end of them.
Yeah.
I still think the first one was probably the best.
I like the first one.
You know, if you get these sequels and all that, you know, 3 or 4 movies in, you know, it gets to a point where they're stretching. They're just trying to make a movie, and it just doesn't.
I don't like how they try to remake the old ones now. I just think they don't have nothing to do.
Yeah, well, on the Back to the Future, it wasn't the last one when they were in the Wild West or something. I remember the train.
With the train.
Yeah, and I don't remember a whole lot about that one because I just didn't. I didn't enjoy it as much.
Yeah.
So maybe that one was the stretch. But the first one was fine.
The second one was good.
What was the second one?
That's what I was trying to think.
Hey, let me tell you something.
Pictured,
hey, let me tell you. The second movie, that was like the best movie I've ever seen. What was it about? You know, I don't remember.
Like I can
You
picture
see what I'm
it.
saying? How much sense that makes?
Yeah.
I get it. So do I need to wait on you while you're thinking about it?
No, don't wait on that one. You might be here a while if you wait on that.
Sorry. What about Ghostbusters? I remember Ghostbusters.
That's okay. The first
I
one.
think Ghostbusters was that had to be like the early 80s maybe. It seems like I was really young. That was around that, well, E.T. I was really young with E.T., but
I like E.T.
I fell in love with that movie.
Mm-hmm.
At whatever age I was, I wanted everything, and I had a ton of ET stuff.
I had the ET doll.
Yeah, the little plush
the
stuff.
little red heart.
Yeah.
No, red finger.
Well, you had a red finger, and there
and
was
the
a
heart
too.
Yeah, it was like leather.
But I had that's what I
leather,
and then it had the long neck. Some of the
Yeah.
stuff you bought had the long neck, and some of it didn't.
Yeah,
But I do remember the leather type material.
Mm-hmm.
The little wind up toys.
Lunch boxes.
Yeah. You know,
I had a lunchbox for everything.
I wish I had my lunch boxes. I need to get with my mom and see.
The metal lunchbox.
I bet I've got a metal lunchbox somewhere in a cabinet in her house.
There's no telling.
I bet you I do. Like a He-Man or something crazy. It'd be nice if I had the E.T. one.
Lunchboxes and thermos.
Yeah.
You know, thermos used to come with lunchbox.
Yeah. And it's funny how all that stuff goes to soft pack now. You know, you can't buy a hard lunchbox.
Yeah.
Well, you probably can't have that because of school. There, you know, rules or something now. But
And then, what do we got?
what about Ferris Bueller's Day Off? I saw that the other day, or saw it on. Was you into that? Do you remember that one?
It was okay.
Matthew Broderick.
Yeah.
I really liked that when it came out.
I remember bits and pieces. Like, I don't remember the whole thing. That's not the one. Is that where the guy dies? And they
Or are you talking about
They
the guy?
drive him around, or
You're talking about the guy that was on the diving, sitting in a chair on the diving board, and then he falls into the pool, and they get him out, and they. Or you're thinking. Are you thinking about the older guy that died weekend at Bernie's?
yeah, that's
Okay.
it. That's it.
No, that's
That's
different.
it.
I was gonna think, no, that's not the same movie.
Then what's Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
It's where he takes a day off from school.
Yeah,
He acts
yeah.
like he's sick with his parents, and then all day long he's trying to keep from getting caught from like his dad.
Does he wreck the car?
It's his friend's car.
His friend's car.
He talks him into taking it out, and they go to a restaurant. They pay valet parking, and ends up the valet guys take that Ferrari out for a spin and puts like a bunch of miles on it while they're eating. And then when they find out, they think that they can park it at home, lift up the back end, put it in reverse, and make the speedometer or odometer go backwards to get the miles back off it, and it doesn't work. But I really like that.
There's another one you really like. Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I think we had a Star Wars marathon one weekend years ago, didn't we? Back when we used to get DVDs.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Long time ago.
Yeah, they would do that, and they probably still do. They would start, with the first. Which,
I never understood them.
Yeah, they're not in.
They're not in order or something.
Yeah, the way they were. Yeah, I've tried to explain this to you before.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm not going to start now. Yeah, Star Wars is really good. Really
I
good.
mean, I like them. If they're on TV, I always stop.
It's changed a little bit now because they have so many. Well, what is it? The Mandalorian, all that they had on the Disney.
Yeah.
What is it? Disney Plus.
Yeah, Mandalorian.
Mandalorian, and what is the Baby Yoda? Rogu.
Yeah. It's not Baby Yoda.
I know it's not, but I just used that as
I know. I think it's, isn't it?
What's Guardians of the Galaxy? What's that? Is that not one of the characters on there? The tree-looking thing. There goes Coco jumping down off the couch.
That's Groot.
Groot. Okay.
That's Groot.
I was just making sure you're... All right, that's fine. But Mandalorian, I really like the Mandalorian. And
Grogu.
Okay. I believe you. You ain't got to show me a picture.
No, you don't.
Yeah. I've
Referred to as Baby Yoda.
Actually, behind me, what's right here?
Baby Yoda.
Grogu.
However you say it.
Yeah. A little like stuffed animal thing. And I've got two.
Bobblehead.
Yeah, I got two bobbleheads I'm looking at too on the shelf right there. How about that? All right, another one of my favorites, Godfather.
Oh, yeah.
Now, even you like that, don't you?
I like the last one.
Oh, no, the last one don't even count it. It's terrible.
Is there 3?
Yeah.
So
1 and 2 is fine.
1 and 2 is fine.
They're, very long movies, but they're good.
Very long.
Very good. And that would be another marathon. If you wanted to do a marathon, you might as well. That's an all-day event.
Yeah.
I was thinking, too, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Did you ever... Is that right?
What it did?
I don't know.
Isn't that what it did?
Maybe so. I don't know. Didn't they have a new one that came out?
Yeah.
Yeah, a few years ago. Of course, I hadn't seen that. Footloose, Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
I think that might have been a little bit before your time, too. I think you'd have been really young, pre-teen.
I know, but Dirty Dancing and all that was before, but we watched that.
Well, yeah, if you watched Dirty Dancing, you should have watched Footloose. It's kind of along the same lines, kind of.
I don't think I've seen it all the way through.
I liked it.
But
I probably hadn't seen it in 20 years. Does it come on TV at any point?
I don't know.
Karate Kid?
I like some Karate Kid.
They had several, didn't they? They had
did,
1 and 2, and then several years later, didn't they have a third one?
Yeah.
I don't remember that one.
They had a girl one, right?
Yeah. Was that the second one? I don't
think it was the second one. Maybe the third. Or did the girl come into the picture in the second one? We should just have a marathon of old movies. Can you watch all these old movies somewhere? Stream them?
Oh, I'm sure you can.
You got to pay for them? Sometimes you have to pay for the old movies that are like 20 years old. You go on there. Now, why do I want to pay for an old movie?
Everybody needs money. They're going to charge you. They're going to try and charge you for whatever.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that.
What Indiana Jones?
I've probably seen 1 or 2 of those.
Like
you like those.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. Temple of Doom.
Maybe.
Don't care for like when Harrison Ford's in his 60s or 70s when he's done these last couple. I mean, I don't.
Well, that's like Rambo,
This is
ain't
what.
it?
Well, this is what. Yeah, this is what you're talking about. The sequels and all. You're getting to the point like there's no sense and just keep the originals. They were good.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Don't
go. Force it.
Let it go.
But Top Gun waited 20 or 30.
Dirty Dancing had some kind of spin-off.
Wasn't it like
something.
Dirty Dancing Brazil or something like that? Wasn't it called something?
Yeah.
It had a name behind it. Havana. Something like that.
Maybe. Or something.
Yeah. So just got a notification that Nicholas is home. So
the dogs are
probably going to bark because they just heard it. Now they're staring at the door, waiting to hear something. So if you hear a bark, we're not going to talk about it. You'll just hear it. The Goonies. Do you know the Goonies?
I know them, but I don't know that I watched them. Maybe.
I think the Goonies, was that more of a young boy type movie?
Yeah, I think so.
Because it's like a treasure pirate ship thing at the.
Yeah, maybe.
Who was Rocky Road? Do you remember that guy? Oh, what was his name? Funny.
I guess that's a guy thing.
I guess so.
A boy thing.
Coming to America. Was that in the 80s? I guess it probably the late 80s.
So, but I don't know that I ever watched it.
Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall. There you go. Yeah. I think that was before. Was it before Arsenio got his? Maybe
show?
Maybe that's what got him a little bit further into. Maybe I don't know. I'm just pulling at stuff now. I don't know. What Shawshank Redemption?
Never seen it.
Never seen it?
No.
Really?
No, never seen it.
It's one of those very long movies. Something I like long movies. I thought you'd seen it. I not necessarily think that you'd like it, but
I never seen it.
Forrest Gump.
Yes, I like it.
Haven't watched. If it was on TV, I probably wouldn't watch it.
You don't like it?
I do like it, but I just don't. It's something I don't think I want to relive. Watch it again.
Rewatch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't guess I'd rewatch it.
Because
I got something else to choose from.
Yeah. What else? Pretty Woman. Was that the 80s or 90s? 80s?
Yeah, I watch it every time it's on.
It had to be
scroll
like
through
early 90s. Might be 90.
You think?
I think so. Well, there's another movie similar to like a Dirty Dancing type. I mean, you got a woman that's...
But I don't think I watched it when I was a kid. I don't think I watched that one when I was a kid.
No, and now I wouldn't have watched it when I was young because that's just nothing.
Yeah, it didn't.
I'm looking for, beat fighting movies, action-packed. What I'm trying to get, like a Sylvester Stallone or Arnold Schwarzenegger. Titanic.
It's good. It's long.
We went to the movies to see that.
Did we?
Yes. Here we go. You don't remember that? We sure did.
No.
Yeah. We watched Jack float off the door. Poor Jack.
She just let him go.
There was enough room. She could have held on.
I think she could have.
There was enough room on that door that he could have flopped up on there too.
Yeah.
They're going to die. You're freezing to death? There is no way. Hate it for them.
Then we done the Titanic in the mountains.
Yeah, they had a kind of like a Titanic adventure thing, whatever. But you go
in
in
that cold room.
You went into a room and it
felt
the temperature. The room was the temperature of what it would have been that night, and then they had a pool of water in front of you.
Oh, but you're this person.
Well, hold on. But you got there's a pool of water in front of you, and you can put your hand in the pool of water or whatever and see that was the temperature. So you can kind of, why are you crossing your eyes at me?
Because you need to stop.
I can't stop. Here in a second, I'm done. Go ahead.
But you got to go to the beginning. You get this card where you're this person, one of the passengers on the ship, and you find out at the end if you survived or not.
Yeah.
I think I survived.
It was
I think I was third class, but I survived.
Yeah, you're third class, all right.
You're about to get in trouble. So you need to keep on.
But I liked it.
What about that movie? We may already talked about this one. The movie, I think when I was a senior and we went to the movies to see it, but we fell asleep in the movie.
Deep Impact.
That was the stupidest movie.
Yeah.
The whole class went, or not the whole class, but a lot of classmates went.
Basically, an asteroid was going to destroy everything on the planet.
Earth.
And
not a good movie.
You had a select few that was going to be able to survive, something like that.
Not a good movie.
Yeah, I didn't make it to it. The Sixth Sense.
Oh, that was a good one.
I did not see it coming.
Yeah.
But it's almost like, how did you not realize? And we're not spoiling anything. I mean, this movie's 25 years old.
You should already watch this movie.
That's right. So we're spoiling it for you if you ain't seen it. Turn it off now.
Go watch it.
Yeah. How did you not know that he was dead?
He was dead. Ghost.
Everything. I never saw a ghost. Are you talking about Patrick Swayze?
Yeah.
No.
You never saw that?
Nope. I just always have heard the scene where they're doing the clay pottery, whatever.
Yeah.
Other than that, I couldn't tell you. And I know Whoopi Goldberg was in it. Other than that,
I did not know you have not seen Ghost.
No, and that doesn't mean we're going to go look it up and watch it.
We're going to watch it. Bye.
Did you know, speaking of Patrick Swayze, they always said that he had a house
not far from us.
On the lake where we live at.
Well, I think he was the Coleman side, wasn't he? Well, no, because...
Same lake.
They said they saw him at Curry Ace Hardware.
Yeah.
One time.
He's been saying there's always...
Rumors. That's how rumors get started.
I know, but I never could get an actual definite yes or no. I've looked it up and all that, but I mean, if you ask people around here, he definitely had a house in it. So, all right, what about, Mel Gibson? What'd he do earlier on?
Morgan Freeman. He's a good actor.
Yeah, we'll get to him. Saying, what about Braveheart?
I never seen it.
Never saw it.
And you love that
movie. That is
movie.
like my top 5.
You love that movie.
My top 5, there would be that. Of course, Tombstone. Gladiator. You've seen Gladiator?
I've seen Gladiator.
Russell Crowe?
Yeah, I've seen Gladiator.
The other two are escaping my brain right now. But I like all these old movies. But yeah, I love that movie. You said Morgan Freeman. I can't think of anything he's in.
I can't either.
Driving Miss Daisy. But that's not, I don't remember a single thing about that. He was in, like, was it Bruce Almighty or Evan? Which one is it where is he God? Am I wrong?
I don't know now.
I don't know. Jim Carrey? The Mask?
Maybe I just like his voice.
Oh, yeah. So The Mask, did you ever see The Mask?
Yeah.
Cable Guy?
Yeah.
Ace Ventura?
Of course.
What else do you have? Oh, what's him, another guy? Dumb and Dumber?
Oh, yeah, that's a funny one.
And they did a remake of that one not too long ago. Never saw it, though.
Never saw it.
Never saw it.
Our taste has changed from when we first got married to now.
Well,
like you can't watch anything now with...
Yeah, we try. That was back when we weren't involved in church and stuff like that, I'd say. But we try. I try and find stuff that's not R-rated, that doesn't have the language. Don't want anything with nudity, anything like that. And then I'll tell you this, and then we're going to go. Just like watch something on Netflix the other night. You know, when we have time, we're always like, well, let's try and find a series to where we can watch an episode every once in a while.
We like watching series more than movies now, it seems like.
Yeah, you don't.
Because of the time-wise, I think.
I did one. Was it Baby Reindeer?
Maybe. Yeah. I guess.
It's on Netflix. It was supposed to be, I don't even know if this is a true story. It seems like they said based on a true story, but it's somewhere in England or something like that. And there's a lady that she starts stalking this guy. She likes him, meets him. He feels sorry for her. He just says like a kind gesture, says something nice to her, whatever like that. And then she just all of a sudden thinks that he's in love with her. And she ends up like getting his email address, getting his phone number, and is like texting him, 200 times a day, a couple hundred emails a day, all this kind of stuff. And you just like, why does this guy keep holding on and just not telling her to, back off? And she'd like stalk him at home, be outside his house and all this kind of stuff. Finally, it comes down to where he does it. He just like says, stop. Leave me alone, and all this kind of threatens to call the cops and all this kind of stuff. And then and it takes an odd twist. Next thing you know, he's on a dating site for transgender women. And I'm like, wow.
Shut her down.
I'm like, how did this happen?
I said, shut her down.
I mean, I was like, this kind of was, interesting, whatever was going on. And then that's it. So, I don't know. I don't know how you pick. How do you pick what to watch? You try and read the description. You base off, you just kind of get an idea for it, word of mouth or whatever. And then a lot of times you can tell in the first 5 or 10 minutes, you're like, I'm not into this, turn it off. But this one right here, I was like, it slowly got all right. It's like, where's this going to go? And then it just went bonkers. Crazy. It did. Nothing like that said it in the description. But anyway.
So that's about all we got this week, folks.
All we got.
All
Amanda's got.
All I got.
She want to talk about a few movies, and that's it.
That's it. Well, it's Sunday. I haven't cooked lunch.
Ooh,
It
yeah.
is 2:12.
Right.
I've not cooked lunch, and I go back to church in about a couple of hours. So, you want lunch, or you want to stay? You want to keep talking?
Well, folks, I'm hungry, and I'm gonna go eat. So that's my answer.
All right.
Hey, we appreciate you listening. What all they got to do, honey?
Like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Follow, comment, email,
comment.
All that good stuff. No, we do. We appreciate you listening, and we'll catch you
on the flip side.
Which will be on a Monday. Always Mondays. Don't forget that. See ya.